Live from the Southern Command in sunny South Florida, it's Open Line Friday!
Right on. Open Line Friday. Greatest career risk taken by major American media. Well, maybe not as great as the risk CNBC took trying what they tried the other night. 800-282-2882 if you want to be on the program. The email address, lrushmo@eibnet.com. Mr. Snerdley, the official program observer, is asking me if I still think that they're not embarrassed by it. I actually don't. Now, I have to tell you that I'm basing that solely on my knowledge of who they are, not anything that's happened since. I don't know. I've not tuned in CNBC since this happened. I've not heard Harwood or Becky Quick or any of the other, Carl Quinton. I've not heard them say a word since the debate. I haven't sought them out. I haven't read anything that would lead me to indicate. But I know them. Harwood especially. You cannot have the kind of arrogance these people have and at the same time feel regret. The two don't go together. Arrogance and sorrow. Arrogance and remorse cancel each other out. You can't be both. And these people are the epitome of arrogance combined with condescension. I mean, they thought everybody on that stage was beneath them. Everybody on that stage was a pretender. Everybody on that stage is a doofus. Everybody on that stage is unqualified. Everybody on that stage is a joke. You name it. In one way or another. And they treated them that way. And I've learned a lot of things here in the years I've hosted this program. I'm telling you that the thing they're probably marveling at is everybody talking about them. All the attention they're getting, that's the name of the game for everybody in the media. Contrary to what they tell you, everybody in the media wants to get talked about, wants to get noticed. And you know the old saw, as long as they spell the name right, it doesn't matter what they say. Well, I guarantee you. In fact, I would bet what's going on is that behind the scenes, in the hallways at CNBC, they're probably being applauded by coworkers. Well, I know, but they're being made fun of in places. Late night comedians are telling jokes about them, but hell, that's a badge of honor too. Get mentioned on a late night show. I'm just telling you the characteristics of arrogance and conceit. It's hard for regret to permeate that or embarrassment. You really would? If you're one of them, you're telling me that if you are a full-fledged liberal Democrat that has an open animosity for these people, and in your mind you expose them for what they are. Remember, the question was the bullet. The answer didn't matter. The question was the bullet. They got the questions asked. They were able to shape opinion by virtue of the question. What they tell themselves is, these people look defensive in answering. They look guilty. They didn't beat us. They didn't beat us. We're the moderators. We have the newscast the next day to tell people what really happened. That's the way they look at it. I don't think that they have. What did you ask me? Embarrassed? The rules are different for them. Snerdley said, their professionalism's under assault. No, it's not. Their professionalism is assumed. They are card-carrying, accredited members of the Democrat Party. Their assignments are in the media, and they're doing their jobs. They're mischaracterizing, they're impugning, they're attacking Democrat, Republican opponents. Mission accomplished. Now, that's not to say that there might be people, you know what, we can do this better than the way these clowns did it. These clowns went overboard. They drew too much attention to what we really are. There might be some of that going on in the hallways of leadership. But these people, they showed up the next day and they're smiling and going about their business. I guarantee you that the last thing they are is embarrassed. Can you name for me the last drive-by media person you can remember being embarrassed about anything? Dan Rather embarrassed over forged documents, caught red-handed? Nope. They don't think that way. They do not. That's not how they get through the day. I mean, they're introspective like a lot of people are, but their introspection's rooted in telling them how great they are. But it's also rooted in their belief that the people on that stage are second-class rubes. They're jokes. I mean, they're Republicans, for crying out loud. Nobody takes them seriously. They're a bunch of racists and sexists and bigots, and they hate this and they hate that. And as far as these people on that stage last night are concerned, or 2 nights ago, I'm pretty sure they're convinced they exposed a lot of that. So, mission accomplished. I mean, the closest I can remember, the only, in answering my own question, would be Brian Williams. But I don't even think Brian Williams was embarrassed. I think Brian Williams was conciliatory, but he never thought he did anything wrong. None of that was, none of the lies he told or the things that were on the air. So why do you want them to be embarrassed anyway? What do you think is gained by? Well, okay, let me put it to you this way, then, if you think it's an object lesson. If they were really embarrassed, and if they really had regrets, they won't ever do it again. And do you think that's going to happen? Do you think there's going to be a change in the way the media treats Republicans because of what happened in that debate? I mean, a long-lasting, substantive change. Do you think there's going to be newfound respect? Do you think there's going to be, Senator Cruz, we'd like to apologize for what happened to you at the hands of our colleagues in the previous debate. We want to assure you that this won't. You think that's going to happen? Do you think anything that those three knuckleheads did is going to change in one iota of a way the way the left-wing media interacts and deals with or treats, characterizes Republicans? The answer is no. So even if they are embarrassed, I guarantee you it didn't even last overnight. It's just not in the makeup. Now I want to get to this Bush campaign thing. Wait. This is grab sound bites 8 and 9. This would be a good time to do this. Last night on the Fox Business Network, After the Bell, the host of that program is David Asman, and he spoke with Howard Kurtz, the Fox News Channel's media buzz media critic. That'd be Howie Kurtz. Used to be the Washington Post. Howard Kurtz's job is to go on Fox and tell the viewers what the media is doing good and what the media did bad. He is the media critic. And so he's on there last night on the Fox Business Network. And this first bit's 30 seconds. It's Asman talking about something I said on the program here yesterday.
Rush Limbaugh said the following, and I just want to get your reaction. Let's play the tape.
That show was designed to kill every one of those candidates. That debate last night was designed to take them all out. That debate last night was to grease the skids for Hillary Clinton. That was the sole purpose of that debate last night. So, Asman says, so Howie, what's your response? Limbaugh said the whole purpose of that debate was to take out those Republican candidates.
Well, that goes too far for me. I'm not going to say that the people at CNBC were deliberately trying to knock out all 10 Republican presidential candidates. But the thing
Stop
is,
the tape.
Look, these debates are...
How many were they trying to take out then? If it wasn't all 10, how many were they trying to take out? You heard what he said. That goes too far for me. I'm not going to say that the people at CNBC were deliberately trying to... You think they were embarrassed? Not even somebody at a competing network will properly characterize what they did, Mr. Snerdley. He said, well, that goes too far for me. I'm not going to say that people at CNBC were deliberately trying to knock out all 10 Republican candidates. Okay, cue that back to the top, and I'll let the whole answer go by and not stop it or interrupt it this time.
Far from me, I'm not going to say that the people at CNBC were deliberately trying to knock out all 10 Republican presidential candidates. But the thing is, and look, these debates are hard to moderate. Fox got some criticism for aggressive questioning at the Cleveland debate. But it's very important to at least come across as giving the candidates a chance to respond, not constantly interrupting them, not being snarky. And a lot of people, on Twitter and elsewhere, and lots of other media critics, I'm not the only one out here, thought it was just a train wreck for CNBC.
It was a train wreck. A lot of people, and I'm not the only one. Twitter, oh yes. The sewer that is Twitter thinks that it was a train wreck for CNBC. But you got to give the candidates a chance to respond. You can't just be snarky and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of circling the wagons there. I mean, media people, they hang in. Don't blame Kurtz for that. If he throws them overboard, he's throwing a lot of people that do what they do overboard, and they're not going to do that. I'll tell you, the news media, you talk about unity and solidarity. These people are like a union. They hang tough. They hang together no matter what. I mean, because they will not allow, for example, a Dan Rather and whatever he does to destroy their reputation too. That's why they gave him an award after that whole Bill Burkett thing. So somebody needs to ask Howie, well, if they weren't trying to take out all 10, because that goes too far, how many were they trying to take out? We'll be back after that.